This hangout is on air live. Hey, how you doing? This is Rick. I'm actually doing a practice hangout because Melanie made me do it. No, this is cool. I've actually done this a couple times. Let's see if we can figure out who's here and where they are. I don't want to mute my microphone. I don't want to turn the camera off. I don't want to adjust my bandwidth settings. I'm going to fire up the chat though because I want that lit up on there. Actually, I'm not supposed to watch it on here though, am I? No, I'm not supposed to watch it on here. So I'm going to get rid of the chat then. So I'm going to actually go into the page and refresh it. That's what I should be doing, right? Go to the page, refresh it, see if we're live. Because if we're live, I can watch and see what we're doing. I think. Not sure how that's going to work. We live now? I think we're live. We're coming on. We're almost there. I'm seeing the screen do the squirrely swirly thing. Yeah. Hey, and there I am. We're almost there. I'm seeing the squirrely thing. Yeah. Hey, there I am. How's everybody? Cool. Everybody. How's everybody? Cool. Now I'm going to go back over to the tab and throw on my little secret headphones here because I think that'll eliminate my echoey thing. In case anybody's getting that. So I look funny. And then I'm going to go switch on the Hangout settings to make sure that I am not on that microphone. And I am not. Let's take a wireless headset. Okay. So let's see if that works. Okay. Let's see if that works. All right. Well, I know that I want to screen share with you, so that's what I'm going to launch right into because I want to cover the things that I cover. I'm going to be covering when I actually figure out how to do this Hangout thing regularly Wednesday. So that's what I'm going to launch right into because I want to cover the things that I cover. I'm going to be covering when I actually figure out how to do this Hangout thing regularly Wednesday. Hey, Melody. Hi, how you doing? Okay, I'm jumping back and forth between screeny things. So I don't want to hear myself echo, so I need to turn, maybe I could turn the volume down on the thingy. All right, I'm actually going to do the screen share deal. I'm going to share screen 2. All right, I'm actually going to do the screen share deal. Okay. That's what I want to share. Oh, that's wild. I can hear myself in my headset as I'm saying stuff, and then I can hear it again being broadcast. So I think I'm going to turn the volume down on the Hangout itself. I can hear myself in my headset as I'm saying stuff, and then I can hear it again being broadcast. So I think I'm going to turn the volume down on the Hangout itself. I hear myself in my headset as I'm saying stuff. Of course, that would presume that I knew how to do that. Maybe muting it? No, I don't want to mute the microphone because I got to present everyone. I am screen sharing. I knew how to do that. Muting it? Actually, can you guys hear an echo? That's what I should check and see. I am screen sharing. Lose the cameraman guy. I'm still looking back and forth. That's why I look like I'm dazed and confused here. Lose the cameraman guy. I'm still looking back and forth. That's why I look like I'm dazed and confused here. I want to put it in the comment box underneath, which is weird because I'm commenting on my own Hangout to check and see. I suppose I could do chat inside. I want to put it in the yeah, I can hear it coming back through the mic. Okay, so it's like an echoey thing. All right. Chat inside. All right. Yeah, I can hear it coming back through the mic. Okay, so it's like an echoey thing. All right. I don't want to mute the mic that I'm using on the headset. Maybe I can just turn my speakers down. That's what I'll do. Yeah. I don't want to mute the mic that I'm using on the headset. Maybe I can just turn my speakers down. Hang on, man. It's a setting thing, right? What am I listening to you on? Logitech Pro. Yeah, we got the cam. Okay. Speakers. Okay, that's what's going on, man. Hang on. I gotta just tweak this thing. It's a setting thing, right? What am I listening to you on? Logitech Pro. Yeah, we got the cam. Okay. All right, that I think that may have fixed it. I gotta just tweak this thing. I switched over entirely to the headset. So now that I think that may have fixed it. I switched over entirely to the headset. So now okay. I believe we eliminated the echo. All right, so that's something I need to remember to do. Instead of listening to my speakers where it echoes through, that was on our little handout that you gave us as well. I believe we eliminated the echo. All right, so that's something actually, I should ask you guys though. Have we eliminated the echo? You guys though, have we eliminated the echoes? Turn the volume off on Hangout you're watching. Yeah. Okay. How do I do that, I wonder? How do I do that, I wonder? It's weird when you have it in two windows because I've got the Hangout window, which is down on the bottom line down there. And then I've also got the inside the 22 social. Two windows because I've got the Hangout window, which is down on the bottom. All right. So let's see if I turn it off inside that Hangout. Social. That's the only place I can't turn it down, though, isn't it? Turn it off inside that Hangout. That's the only place I can't turn it down, though, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm not seeing it on the Hangout window itself. I can't really mute the microphone because then I'm going to be talking to nobody. Yeah, because I'm not seeing it on the Hangout window itself. I can't really mute the microphone because then I'm going to be talking to nobody. Turn it off inside the 22S app. Okay, cool. All right, you got it. All right, then muting it inside of the app. Okay. That's funny. I don't recall that being a step, but now I can't hear myself coming back through the echo. So that means you probably can't as well, right? Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go over here as though we are in this page now. Can you see my little mouse on that thing or not? That's gonna take a second or two to show up, isn't it? Well, I can see where you don't really want to be watching it while you're doing it because that's confusing, man. Yeah, that's cool. There's like a lag time there. Okay, cool. All right, let me get used to my lag times here. That's what I need is like countdown timers to see when I'm real and when I'm not, when I'm pretending to be real and when I'm going to be real. And okay, excuse me, a little frog in the throat there. All righty. Well, basically, this is how I'm going to start out when like I say, and I've done a couple of these too. It feels like I know less now than I ever knew. Basically, we start out on Google. Now, we talked to you briefly about the 3 mistakes that local businesses make, and that's pretty much what I go over with people. I've actually got the whiteboard, the script for it. I actually had this done on Fiverr, and I would normally do basically kind of like a zoom into this document that basically, showing who I am for First Page Local. We help you get your business seen and chosen online using simple free tools. And the 3 biggest mistakes that businesses make are thinking you have to have a website to promote your business online. Now, that's where I'll basically later on go into like how cool 22 Socialist is a platform. I'm building a presentation about that too, by the way. And this was actually the lots of white space. That was the direction to the guy that was building the presentation. But anyway, I say, people think you have to have a website, and they're wrong. That's so 5 years ago. That's what my little video on the initial app was to get to this live presentation. So there's a gate that says, do you want to know what the 3 things are? The actual content page, the main page, I'm sorry, main page after the app is the one that goes in and says the 3 things and goes over them with a little video that I made wrapped around this script. So when I'm going into this with them, it's kind of a follow-up on that. And then you just sort of cover that stuff. We see, like the second mistake is thinking you need a bunch of technical experience. Lots of white space here. Wrong. This used to be so complicated. Most of us weren't able to use it. Again, technology has been simplified, so we can use it. And then the last thing is, yeah, hello, it's about time. There's a big clock there, I think. And the last thing, thinking it costs big bucks to get this cool stuff done. So we just basically go wrong again. And then I say, but you do need 15 minutes a week to manage a few simple things that really work. So from there, we basically invite them into the Wednesday morning things, which is what we're technically practicing now. And I basically had the guys zoom in on this one. It was a really lousy fiber job. I've had better fiber jobs done with these videos. But then basically, once I've gone through a real brief thing with that, I say, okay, 3 things. Now that's 3 things that we know that we're doing wrong. Here are 3 things you can do right. And then I run through this quick outline of, okay, first thing you need to do is to get yourself a Gmail email account. Now, the reason is everybody looks for what they want online. When people come to this page, they know what to do. It's a pretty simple box, okay? They just basically go over to the box and type in what they want, right? And that's, you should know that if you're doing anything online, you know that that's the case. Now, this is actually kind of almost old at this point, but it's still being done regularly. Now, the search engines and iPhone, stuff like that, the mobile stuff is actually a little bit more advanced. But since I'm catering to people who are usually like around 50, give or take, and older, we're still searching for stuff. Okay, when I look, when I want something, I basically go to this Google box. Now, that's cool now that we know that, because that's the new buying process, right? Instead of, shopping in the newspaper or whatever, or, looking in the yellow pages, we basically go to Google now. Hey, how do I find what I want? Okay, so the reason I'm suggesting that you set up a Gmail email account is so that you can get access to a ton of cool stuff that Google does for you, largely for free. Now, I'm going to go back to the Google tab to show you what I'm talking about. If you take your mouse again, normally we come to this page, we know what to do. I love this page because it's really clear and simple. You know what to do. Mostly everybody knows what to do when they come to this page. But look at this. If you put your mouse up here and left click on it, you've got a whole bunch of different Google apps. Okay, there's My Account, Search, Maps, if you want to map something, News, you can pick the news you like, Google Play where you can get games or whatever, YouTube, which we're going to talk about a little later. Gmail is the one that we're talking about now that you need to set up a Gmail account. Drive is actually almost like having a Microsoft Word or an Open Office, a free, basically, word processing program that's got everything from like, Excel type documents, the whole deal. Calendar, Google Calendar. I love Google Calendar. I live off Google Calendar. In the morning, I click on it. It tells me, what I'm doing today, which is great. G+, Google Plus is actually sort of they're trying to be a social network. They're not quite as awesome at it as a lot of other people are, but they're, they're working on it and they do certain things that are cool. And we need to know those things and use them, okay? Google Translate's one I haven't used it. Google Photos, there's other stuff. But they even have another button you can click on more, okay? Hangouts, for example. That's what we're on right now. We're on a Hangout inside of a really interesting web platform that I can talk to you more about after we go over our 3 brief things today. But mainly the point that I wanted to make with you is that you need to have a Gmail account to access all those cool things that are available on this tab. Excuse me. Now, as a local business owner, if you think about it, when people are out here looking, for example, they're going to come up with a map. We're going to see this in a second, but I'm going to open it on a new tab just to show you what maps look like. Okay, now I'm in the, like around Ocala, Florida. Okay, like I guess West Central Florida. Now I work with businesses all around the world. Okay, because of the internet, right? That's what's so cool about being a big kid nowadays. Now the Gmail account that you're going to open is going to give you access to all that kind of stuff. But what I want you to show you is a little quick review on, let's just pick a business type. Now, as we get more interactive with this, I'm going to have people throwing stuff into the chat box underneath the presentation, and I'll keep refreshing it so that you can actually let me know, like give me a city or whatever. Like now, for example, you know, you might say, I don't know, dry cleaner, Patchogue, Long Island. Okay, so let's try that just for the sake of seeing how this works. Now, this is kind of the fun part. So, you can actually do near me as well. They kind of know where you are now, but let's say that you need to find one in Patchogue. I don't even know how to spell Patchogue. Actually, let's just do Pacific Beach because that's not, I don't want Pacific Beach. Patchogue. I think it's Patchogue. Patchogue, New York. Okay, dry cleaners, Patchogue, New York. Okay, couldn't spell Patchogue, but why we're doing this, I want to show you what shows up and why we're bothering to do any of these things that I'm showing you here. Okay, in the next few minutes. When you search in Google and you go to the box and you know what to type in, you type in normally what you want and where you want it. Okay, so now when you type that into that box, look at what happens in the search results. And this is what I want you to understand. Okay, these things show up like this. First thing that shows up is map. Remember we looked at maps? Okay, there's the map. Okay, you can search maps itself too, but the map is going to show up on your Google search in the town or city that you name, and it's going to show up the businesses that are similar to what you typed in. Okay, so we have dry cleaners, French cleaners, colony cleaners. These are all in that area. Okay, now I love these results. It's kind of make me crazy, but these are the things that I want to get you past. Now, a lot of what's going on out there now, people are trying to get you to sign on to like Yelp, maybe Yellow Pages is trying to sell you some ads, things like that. My point is this. What you really want to do is create the little bits and pieces that are going to help you show up in this search in places like this. Because, for example, I'm going to open this in a new tab just to show you what I mean, but this is the danger of these types of things in my personal opinion now. I think as a business, you should stand out on your own. What happens when you click on that search result for the 10 best dry cleaning? Okay, think about your participation as a local business now. You're buying into, I want to be seen in a directory, okay, in an index. So you get basically set up into these, you know, top 10 whatevers, all right? And when somebody clicks on that, what happens? Well, they're competing with pretty much everybody in the same business that you're in your local areas. Now, I particularly think that it's a smarter plan for you to actually build the kind of pieces on the internet that show up in places like this. And that could be as simple as a video, maybe a free report, you know, 3 questions to ask your dry cleaner before you drop off your expensive suit, something like that. Okay, those are the things we work with you on an ongoing basis inside of First Page Local as you get deeper in with us. Today, we're just going to sketch over things though. So I just wanted to show you how the search works and how you show up when people search for you. Okay, so if you're a dry cleaner, you got all these different people that are doing the same thing that you are. Now, the real trick about being online nowadays is that you got to get seen and chosen. Not just seen. See, all these people are getting seen. Who's getting chosen? I don't know. It's hard to say, right? There's no telling who's getting seen and who's not. But what you want to do is make sure that you're doing the right stuff so that you are in the list of the people who are at least getting seen. Look at all these people, man. There's a ton of them. There's 2 pages of them, okay? Now, we're going to go back to the last page we went so I can show you that initial search result where it's only got a couple or a few of these listed, all right? I think we are. Yeah, there we go. All right, now, we don't have any dry cleaners in here that have actually claimed their Google Plus pages, which is just alarming to me, okay? Because you could show up anywhere in here in these top 10 listings. And the people that show up on this, thus the name of our company, is firstpagelocal.com. It's like, you know, people say, what do you do? And they say, well, you know, you look for what you want to look for online. Yep, you type it in there. And you know how you never go past the first page search results. Well, the whole premise of what we do at First Page Local is show you how to create the little bits and pieces, again, in a very simple,
not very technically written way. Okay, in other words, it's pretty easy to do, and we walk you through it too. That's the other thing. When you get deeper with us, we walk you through it. But today we're just doing the skim over, like I say. So real quickly, you search, you find stuff. Hopefully you want to show up in that. That's why you want, I'm going to get out of this best dry cleaners tab because that just annoys me. What you really want is your Gmail account to give you access to that. Okay, so you can show up on Maps and you can actually do better jobs of saying, hey, here I am on Maps. Okay, and if you notice, I'm going to do one more thing while we're here. Most of these guys, this guy's got a website. Okay, most of them don't. All right. Some of them have phone numbers. So you can enhance all these listings when you have started your Gmail account and get access to the Google Plus business listing page. Okay, so that's the second thing that we show you how to do. And we do this live. Normally, like I say, we're going to be taking people into the comment box underneath the live presentation. They'll tell us, hey, you know, here's where we are. Okay, yeah, for example, we've got a cool one here. We're going to drop another one into the search box here just for kicks because we got some audience participation, which is always cool. Let's go back to Google and we're going to cut and paste this in there. Boom. San Antonio car dealing. Wow, cool. Hey, look at that, a Groupon. Now, see, now these guys, by the way, see where that says ad? I don't know whether that's a federal regulation or not, but usually the stuff that shows up on top, I guess they have to claim that they're an ad now. That's interesting. They're going to be, basically, they pay for this spot, okay? The people who put this ad up here had to actually pay for it to be there. So this is Groupon trying to get you to basically do business with those. I particularly don't like that business model. Someday you can send me an email or whatever and we'll talk about why I don't like them particularly, but I just don't think they're a good deal for the business participant in that deal. So here we got a bunch of people again that are over here. Now look at this, see, they've got websites, they've got directions to their website, stuff like that. Now Google is doing most of this for most of these people without them being in the involved in the process at all about saying, hey, I'm a business and it's located here and I'm open till whatever. They do a lot of research on their own. So all we're saying that you should do as a local business owner is go in there and claim and enhance this page. Okay, now there's one of the things I want to show you that when you get in here, so we got the Yelp thing again, Groupon again, the wash tub. That's interesting because they've done some pretty good keyword targeting for this wash tub, even though it's not car wash. It shows up in that first 10 or so list, okay? But check this out. When we go to these places, okay, if we go to this guy over here, let's just click on it, see what he looks like on the map. Okay, 40 Google reviews. See, he's got reviews on there, okay? Very, very cool that these guys want to do that. Okay, now they got a whole bunch of different, you know, review stuff and things that people said about him, 4.3 average. I'm going to go back to the web results and we're going to click on somebody else. Just click on these guys and see what happens when they come up. Now, suggest and edit. See, one of the troubles with most of these listings is that hardly anybody's done anything with them. Okay, so the business owner hasn't come in here and said, hey, look at all this cool stuff. Google puts a street view, they put photos. Now these guys may have put photos or people who have been there could have put photos in as well. So they're trying to do a really good job of giving you ways that you can not only show up like we talked about, but actually get people to choose you, okay? Now we can do the more places thing. And the specific thing that I was looking for, and they may have changed this because they change this stuff all the time, but let's take a peek. Let's look at this one and see what happens. Okay, suggest and edit. All right, I'm trying to find one that specifically says claim this listing. Now, again, this is a pretty big city and a pretty popular business. So the suggest and edit basically is going to take you back to an entry point for Google to be able to say, hey, this is good or bad, or it's right or it's wrong, or the place closed or whatever. So these little tiny tidbits are things that you know about your business, right? That no one else does until they type something into what? The box on Google, okay? Now, this is there for you. It's there to do free, and apparently people think because it's free, it's no good. Well, it's extremely useful, okay? So claiming your Google Plus page is another thing that we do for you at First Page Local, and we do this all the way, by the way, all the time live. Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're probably gonna add more times as we go on. And the reason we do that is because we want to get in the way of the search so that you show up stronger and you get what? Remember the catchphrase? Seen and chosen online. Yeah. We get seen and chosen online. Okay, so the next thing after we claim our Google Plus page, business listing page, Just one real quick other highlight, the Google Drive thing that I talked about. That's the one that's kind of like having a word processing and all that sort of stuff just built in. That's basically free. It hangs out in the cloud. There's no software. If you lose your stuff or your computer dies, it's all still there somewhere. You can even buy more space if you run out of the free space they give you. And then Google Calendar was the other one that I wanted to talk about. But this is a great page to end up on, because what do they ask you for when you go to these other cool tools inside of Google? They go to the sign-in page. And what do you need to sign in with? Your Gmail account, right? So that's back to the first thing that we had you do was, that's why you gotta have a Gmail account, all right? So all these cool things are available to you. And one last cool thing that's available to you as well, and many people aren't aware of this. And again, we're trying to show you all the cool free tools that are out there, and we wanna show you how to use them too. Okay, so this one on YouTube is actually an awesome tool, because you can actually, believe it or not, you can set up your own YouTube page. Did you realize that? You can have your own YouTube channel for your business. So remember how we talked about the different types of businesses and cities? How about if you had your own YouTube channel like the one we just looked for? San Antonio car dealing. You could actually search in YouTube to see what shows up there. But look at that. Some of these guys do show up, but they're not, see, local businesses more. Always Shine, this is one place that did capitalize on that particular search inside of YouTube. Now that's something, again, that's going to show up on Google as a primary search. Okay, so this is something, as a business owner, this is accessible to you. You to have your own YouTube channel that's keyword targeted to your city and type of business. I mean, how cool is that, right? So that's why we're pretty jazzed and excited about this. And the last thing that we're going to show you too is, you guys have probably heard of this, Facebook. There's like 1.5 billion users on there now. Okay. Now, I wasn't a big fan of it initially, but I've got to admit, as a marketer, this thing is a monster, and it's a great way to get in touch with a lot of people in a very clean way that's a lot less complicated than it used to be to have the website and the blog and the email autoresponder and all the other stuff. In fact, I'm building a video on that I'll be distributing pretty soon into the channel if you guys get into the world that we're playing with here, that shows how complicated it used to be versus how simple it is now. Now, Facebook, the interesting thing about it is, in fact, I have a really good friend of mine who's way talented, Melody, who actually helped me understand that you couldn't do a business page without having a personal page. I was trying to do it without tying them in together. And she's like, no, you can't have a business unless you're a person first. So there's stuff like that. Now, also, too, we have a really cool group of people that we'll be going deeper with, and hopefully affiliating with other products that go deeper into this kind of stuff for you and with you. But once you set up your Facebook page, now you may not want to do this. It's like the old email. I don't want to set an email. I have a Yahoo account or an AOL. I'm happy that you have that. But here's the deal. This won't affect it when you set up a Gmail account to do this, okay? Your Facebook account's the same thing. You might not want to do it, but when you do it and you start realizing how powerful and how beneficial it is to get you more local customers, you're going to wonder why you didn't do it sooner, okay? And that's what we're here to show you how to do. If you recently saw the movie, The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway, he sat down at the computer. She walks up to him, sharing a pizza for dinner in the office, and she says, oh, I see you're on Facebook. He's like, yeah, 2 minutes ago. And then she walks him through 6 or 7 different questions on how to set up her Facebook account, okay, which was totally cool. And what's really fascinating to me, with 1.5 billion people on Facebook, I don't know very many people that are sitting out there doing that entry-level first step of the ladder in terms of knowledge about how to use Facebook effectively. So that's the stuff that we're going to go over with you on a weekly basis on Wednesday. So that's about it for those 3 key points of the things that we do with you beyond what we showed you initially, which was the 3 things that most businesses get wrong. Again, referring back to my script. Remember what they were again? Remember who I am too, right? I've been out here for 10 years showing people how to do this. We help you get your business seen and chosen, like we talked about. The 3 biggest mistakes small businesses make are thinking you have to have a website. That's where we talked about. Facebook can actually play a role in that now. You can actually eliminate the entire website process, which will save you thousands of dollars and a lot of time. And so that's wrong, and that's so 5 years ago. 5 years, it is really 5 years ago. Thinking you need a bunch of technical experience. Again, it's way simple now, okay, to do stuff that's like point and click. You can actually just basically set up an account for these things. And Google Drive is just like having a word processing document. Gmail, same thing. It's simple. Okay, it's gotten a lot simpler. Technology has come to meet us where we are. All right. So that's wrong too. And it used to be complicated, so complicated most of us couldn't even use it. Now it's been simplified quite a bit, so we actually can. There's my little white spacey thing. Hello, it's about time. There used to be a clock in there too. I think that's on the actual presentation. And the last thing, thinking it costs big bucks to get this cool stuff done. Here's what it's going to cost you to get this done with us. It's going to cost you about 30 to 45 minutes a week, plus 10 or 15 minutes of questions and answers. We're going to spend about an hour on every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, possibly adding more down the road, so that you can come in here and do these things live with us, right alongside of us. In fact, the technology is so cool now that you're going to be able to actually do this live with us, okay? So that you can, right now, the presentation I'm giving you right now, underneath it, you can add a comment to it. I refresh those comments and I say to you, hey, you know, give me a type of business and city and we'll see how you show up, okay? And then from there, we can actually move on to walk you through how to do these things on your own live while we're online. So we're basically trying to provide support at the very, very minimal entry point of how this gets done, how it starts happening for you. And a couple of quick backstories. We had a bait shop back in Massachusetts. A friend of mine worked with him. Walked in there the first time, the guy said, what's Google? 3 years later, the guy said, everybody that walked in and he asked them, how did you find me? He said 85 to 90% of them said they found him on Google. Okay, so that's what's cool about this. So we want to show you how to use the cool stuff free first before you go buying into the expensive programs. And because there's no point in that. There's no real point in buying into the shiny stuff, the new, oh, wow, look at that. Look what that'll do. Most of it doesn't actually serve you that well until you get the basics. It's like building a castle on sand, So anyway, we're going to go over this free basic stuff with you and show you how to do it. So that's what I'm asking you now. Just join us on Wednesday mornings. Tell your friends. Get everybody to come on in here. And the more we share, the more we'll find ways to empower each other to get your local business seen. And we'll talk about more stuff that you can do. Like I say, a little deeper on the inside. We'll be forming groups and things like that you can get inside of. But just come on in and play with us. We're playing with this stuff. Technology's gotten really cool. And I'm going to go back to my other headset now and get off the screen sharing for a moment so I can look you in the eye and tell you how much I appreciate you being here. So go to screen share. I think did we get off that now? I'm not sure if we did. I think we did. Yeah, we stopped screen sharing, I believe. In fact, let me just check to make sure that we stopped screen sharing. Okay. See me now? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? I think you may be able to see me now, so I will ask you if you can see me now. Okay, let me see if I can pop that back up. I believe we have stopped screen sharing. Yeah, we're not going to screen share. Okay, so I think we're back on me. Yeah, we're back on me. I see me. Hey, I see me. I'm a couple seconds earlier than I am here, but okay, cool. All right, thanks, Melody, for doing that and playing with me, and that is cool. See me now? Yep. All right, great. So that's where I go on to the second screen over there, and then I come back onto this one, and basically we sort of wrap it up with any last-minute thingies. And I'm probably going to put a couple extra buttons down here that will take them into maybe a deeper process. This ultimately becomes a digital product as well that goes into about 10 or 15 minutes of each of the things that we covered: the Gmail account setup, the Google Plus business listing setup, the Facebook fan page setup for the business, which is very entry level again. So all these buttons down here are ultimately going to be you guys inside of our homies here with 22 Social, who are basically taking the expert status thing and going, running with that like you're doing with the live Hangouts, Melody. I mean, I want to basically take people deeper into it. For example, I could say to them, you see how I'm doing this now? I want to show people how to do this and I want to do it, but I don't want to teach them how to do it. So that's a great spot for you to be one of the additional buttons, either here or maybe when they click through to get to my additional deeper package that shows them a little bit more in depth about what we did today. I want you guys down here on these buttons as affiliates so that, like, for example, Monica, I mean, I got to get her to break hers down into about 10 different pieces because she just has a vast amount of knowledge about Facebook. She's crazy, scary, geeky. And I'm going to try to get her to do that where she breaks things down a little bit more. But that's pretty much how the Hangout thing goes. So, Melody, you're my hero officially because you always come and support us and show us how to do this stuff. I will practice streamlining the buttony thing and getting set up in the way I need to, and knowing now that I got to go to headset. I kind of look funny with this thing. I'd rather have it off than on. Anyway, see if I take it off, it doesn't sound as good. It really does sound good on the recordings. but it looks kind of goofy. Anyway. So I think for now, I'm going to wrap up the Hangout because that was a pretty good run through of what we're doing. And I'm going to keep doing this week. I'm going to do it Tuesday and then Wednesday again. And I'm going to keep doing it until I get it right so that it's really mastered. And I look as cool as Andrew does. I might even get a plaid shirt to make sure I pull it off in full-blown Andrew style. Anyway, so I'm going to shut down the Hangout. And you guys will see it kind of finishing up here in a second or two. I see a comment just popped in. I'm going to refresh that. You are my Hooster is right. Melody, seriously, you rock. I love what you're doing. I've always loved watching you, man. You're really delving into it, and the fact that you show up to support us. We just got to get you paid. So that's what I'm going to count on you for, is to help me help you get paid. Anyway, I'm going to shut the Hangout down on the other window thingy here, and we'll see what this thing looks like in the recording. And then tomorrow we're going to try it again. And tomorrow I won't have played tennis for 2 hours and beat myself into a frenzy, so I might be a little fresher. Anyway, it's been fun. Thanks for showing up. This is cool. I hope all you other guys out there in the new Melody Club get to do this and play, because this is, I don't know, hopefully I can make a fool of myself enough that you'll go, hey, if that guy can go out there and be that goofy and screw things up, I can too, in the process of learning how to do it. Because it is pretty awesome, man. I mean, we're talking to our peeps right there. Hey, you're my peeps. I love you, man. All right, I'll talk to you soon. I'm shutting this thing down, so we will see you guys soon.